Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to today's retail management class. In previous class, we started with the concept and the first chapter, that is with the introduction to retail business. So, in the previous class, we started with the basic concept, what exactly the retail management is all about, and the trade, different types of trade, all those things, channel of distribution we discussed. In today's class, let us discuss with the meaning, the definition, and services provided or rendered by a retailer. Now, when you go with the concept retailing, see, before we starting with the meaning or definitions of retailing, I would like to tell you all why we are giving so much of priority or importance for a small concept called retail. So, ನೀವು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ರಿಟೇಲ್ ನಾವು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಓದಿದೀವಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಓದಿದೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ಯಾಕೆ ರಿಟೇಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇದು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಸ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ 5-7 years ಇದು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. ಆ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್ ಇದೆ. Because the subject we were not at all studying. We were discussing only a concept of retailing ಅಥವಾ retailer ಅಂತ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ? ಚಾನಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಚಾನಲ್, one middleman is been added in that particular channel, and we used to discuss with the meaning. But now why we are giving so much of priority? Why this retailing has become such a huge concept? ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಗಿ, and again in this chapter we will be studying the retail business in India and at the same time in international level also. See, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು ರಿಟೇಲರ್, ರಿಟೇಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ where a retail shop is nothing but a small petty shop ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? Which we will be having in our residential area. If we want any necessary essentials, I think essentials in a word used, when you hear the word essential, first thing comes, that is again a very often which we are using in this pandemic. Because when you talk about pandemic, only essential items should be sold, only essential shops should be open. You have to come out only for the essentials, and essential ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ pandemic ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದೇನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ರಿಟೇಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬಂದ್ರೆ, ರಿಟೇಲರ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, ರಿಟೇಲ್ ಶಾಪ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, we used to call it as a small petty shop or a small kirana store which is available or which is situated in the residential area. ಇಷ್ಟೇ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗಳ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಅಂಗಡಿಗಳನ್ನ ಅದೇ ರಿಟೇಲರ್, ಆ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ರಿಟೇಲರ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ, ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಶಾಪ್ ನ ರಿಟೇಲ್ ಶಾಪ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. But now I think you can see the drastic change in the retailing. See, when we talk about a retailer, he is a person who ultimately meets the consumer and sells that particular product. So in ಆ ಒಂದು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೆದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಕಿರಾನಾ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಪೆಟಿ ಶಾಪ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒನ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಅದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅವರೇ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಅವರೇ ನಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಫ್ರೀ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರು ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಶಾಪ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. Do you think the same thing is happening in the present market? Obviously no. Atara shops ಇದೆ. Still we have the old pattern kirana stores, but still we have a large scale retail operators in the market. When you talk about large scale retail operators, and nowadays we give so much importance when you start up a retail store. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ರಿಟೇಲ್ ಶೋರೂಮ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಶೋರೂಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ಆಟೋಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಶೋರೂಮ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, we make sure it should be a multi floors. All the showroom and all is again it is a retail store, departmental store. ಇನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಗ್ ಬಜಾರ್, ಡಿಮಾರ್ಟ್, all these things are again a retail store because they are ultimately selling the products to the consumer. Do you think? I think you can see the best example if I take the DMart or the Big Bazaar or the Reliance and with the regular petty shop. ಇದು ಎರಡೂ ರಿಟೇಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ರಿಟೇಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಒಂದು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮನೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. But ivaga you have n number of employees working in a retail store. See, that is the drastic change which has come out, right? So, and we have so many priorities we give. We study merchandise management, inventory management in the retail store now. And we give priority on the retail store startup ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಾನೇ ಒಂದು ಡಿಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ I make sure I should have a sufficient space, multi floors ಇರಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವೆರೈಟಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. All this is because of this change, the retail has taken a more and more priority in the market, and it has become a huge concept where we will be studying so many concepts in this particular concept called retailing. So this drastic change, because of this we have given more importance, and we will be studying in detail how this drastic change has come, why this has come. All this thing we will be studying step by step in this particular subject. So when you talk about, so this is what how the change ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದನೇ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಅಗೇನ್ again in the future classes I'll be telling you all how this change has come. All those things we will be discussing. But before going with that, let us see the introduction part. When you come with the introduction, how this particular retailing concept came, from where exactly it is being extracted, what is the actual meaning of it. See, the word retail is being extracted, or it has been an origin from a French word. That is nothing but retailer. We pronounce it as retailer, retailia and pronounce ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. It is nothing but what it means. It means to cut a piece, to break the bulk. So obviously all the retailers are doing this work only. That means they get in a larger quantity, they break into a smaller quantity, and the same thing will be sold to the consumer. ಅವ್ರು ತೊಗೊಂಬರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 10 kg 20 kg ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು 10 kg 500 kg ಹಂಗ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಗಿ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಟು ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಲೈಕ್ 1 kg, half kg, quarter kgs ಈ ತರ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಕೋ ಆ ಕನ್ವೀನಿಯಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡುವಂತದ್ರೆ ರಿಟೇಲಿಂಗ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕಟ್ ಅ ಪೀಸ್, ಟು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ದಿ ಬಲ್ಕ್. The retailer gets into a larger quantity, he breaks into a smaller quantity, or he arranges into a smaller quantity according to the convenience of the consumer. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಬಲ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ಬೇಕಾರೇನೋ ಅವ್ರು 500 kgs ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ 100 kgs ತರ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. 1 kg, half kg, 2 kgs, 5 kgs. Why this is being done? Because we are not targeting only one type of consumer. We have a different types of consumer with different income level, with different requirement of the consumer. So based on their requirement, because we have a consumer who purchases 1 kg, we have a consumer who purchases half kg, at the same time the consumer who purchases 5 kgs. So based for the convenience of the consumer, the retailer will be working over there. So when you talk about the retail, it has been derived from a French word retailer, which means to cut a piece to break the bulk. See here, retailing is a sale of goods and services to the ultimate consumer. As I told, directly he'll be meeting the consumer. And this ultimate consumer is also called as the end user. Okay, he's also called as the end user. For what? For personal, family or household use. Whatever we are selling to the consumer, we are, see, please be clear, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ consumer ಅಂತೀವಿ, not customer. He'll be selling directly to the consumer, so that when consumer andre obviously he use for his personal use, or for the family use, or for the household use. So this is the meaning of a retailing. Now when you see the definitions again here, according to the Philip Kotler, retailing includes all the activities involved in selling goods or services to final consumer for personal non-business use. Non-business and not for business but for his personal use. I hope you people are clear with the meaning of retailing. Now next, when we check it out, how we go for discussing with the retailing. See here, retailing refers to all the activities directly related to the sale of goods and services to the ultimate consumer for personal or non-business use. And it is very important activity in distribution process, obviously, because in distribution bandbittu retailer will be the last middleman who directly meets the consumer. Retailer admele namge yaru illa middle distribution channel. I think we have discussed with the 0 tire, single tire, 2 tire, 3 tires. A 3 tires channels al nodbekare retailer is the last person. He is the one who directly meets the consumer. So he will be playing a vital role, because sometimes more than the manufacturer, the retailer will be knowing what exactly the consumer wants, what he prefers another retailer ge chennagi gottiratte. So he will be playing a very important role in the business or in the distribution process antive. And a retailer or retail stores is any business enterprise whose sales volume comes primarily from the retailing activities. Andre ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಶಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2-3 ಅಂಗಡಿಗಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಕೆಲವು ಅಂಗಡಿಗಳ ಒಂದು, ಫಾರ್ ಎನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 3 shops in your area. In one particular shop there is a very good sales compared to these 2 shops. Why there is a good sales in this particular shop ಅಂತ ನೀವೇ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, what are the possibilities ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಮೇ ಬಿ he'll be giving a different branded, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ದಿರ ಕೆಲವು 4-5 ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಒಂದು, and he goes for giving different variety of products. ಬರೀ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, he is not selling only the soap ಅಥವಾ all the household items he'll be selling. See, first and all, if you can see in a retail shop, you will be getting on the 20 years back. 20 years back you think madidre, you can have a talk with your parents also. At that time we used to have only the limited household items anta helbodu. ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಡೈಲಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತ ಕಿಚನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಒಂದು ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ದಾಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರೈಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, only these things we are getting in a retail store. But nowadays it's not like that. In a retail store you get electronic gadgets, like if you'll be having something related to the electronic, even cells and all is available, milk products are available, vegetables are available, and even medicines are available, right? So other than stationaries are available, the plastic items are available. If you have observed in the retail stores nowadays, ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಕೆಲವು ಅಂಗಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ see ಈ reasons ಈ ನಮಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಈ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಶಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Maybe because of that, that particular shop is really doing well. So the sales volume of one particular retailer ಅಥವಾ retail shop depends on the retailing activities. ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. And nowadays even the retail stores, no, they go for giving door delivery also, free home delivery also is been available, right? So this is the sale volume of a retailer or a retail shop. It depends on the retailing activities, what they do, how they do. And this point again I'll be highlighting in the next slide. And see here, the retail store owners are retailers. The person who is running a retail store or a retail shop, we call that particular person or an individual as a retailer. They are one of the important member in the marketing channel. Why we say marketing channel alli avaru tumba vital role play ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, because this retailer will be giving all the information to whom? I think you could have guessed by this time. It is either to manufacturer or to the producer. Indirect agi ಇವರೇ manufacturer ಅಥವಾ producer ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ information ಕೊಡೋದು, because these are the one who direct have a contact with the consumer. They'll be getting the feedback from the consumer. The same thing will be communicated indirectly to the manufacturers or the producer. Why I'm using the word indirectly? Because he in turn gives the information to distributor, from the distributor to the agent and the wholesaler and the manufacturer. So indirectly he'll be giving the information to the manufacturer or the producer. And he is the one, he is a retailer. Retailing, when we talk about retailing, retailing is a distribution channel function antive, where one organizes the products from supplying from he purchases and he ultimately gives to the consumer anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, right? And next, when you check out with the definition, as I already told, so he is a great person, Philip Kotler. He says, he defines retailing includes all the activities involved in the selling goods or services directly to the final consumer for personal or non-business use. This is what exactly the retailing is all about, and this is the definition given by the Philip Kotler. Every sale of goods and services to final consumer. Every sale, whatever it can be goods or what it can be the services, ultimately to the final consumer. That is what he says. And now, when you check out with the services, see, actually when we say no, as I told you, functioning and helbekare, retailer is playing a vital role in the supply chain ante. Now, what are the service rendered by the retailers? There are various service rendered by the retailers. And again, this service, it has been classified to two categories. That is, to the manufacturer or the wholesaler. To the manufacturer or the wholesaler. And the other services is to the consumers. Manufacturer, wholesaler ge retailer service render ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ consumer ಗೂ render ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. But there will be different services rendered to these different peoples. Let us see what are the services rendered to wholesaler or manufacturer, and then we'll discuss what are the service rendered to the consumer. When it comes with the manufacturer or the wholesaler, nanande indirect agi avanu manufacturer ge information ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, on direct agi sometimes wholesaler ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. What are the services rendered? They go for giving more of offers, opportunities to sell their products to the consumer. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನೇ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ different variety of opportunities will be given, so that he takes that chance of taking a new product. Illide ನೋಡಿ, selling of a new product. See, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರು ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸಿಂಗ್, ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಏನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೇನು ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ರಿಟೇಲರ್ who sell that particular product to the consumer, and he go for selling all the new products which is coming into the market. Not only new product, and also he goes for giving the offers. He offers opportunities for the marketer to reach the consumer. He gives various chances indirectly to meet the consumers anthe. And he also provides information. Information of what? Information about the new product, right? See, illi he provides information. Information about new product to the consumer. That is next we will see. But here he provides information to the manufacturer. What information? Maybe ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅದು ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. So when the consumer purchase that particular product, next time again when the consumer comes to the shop, the retailer will go for an inquiry. Are you happy with this particular product? ಅವಾಗ ನಾವೇನ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ, if we are happy we tell yes we are very much happy with this particular product, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಹೊಸ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅದೇನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯ್ತು, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಏನೇನು ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೋ ಒಂದು ರಿಟೇಲರ್, ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಏನೇನು ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಾನು ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ the manufacturers will come to whether the product is good or not. If it is positive feedback, he continues the product. Mass production agi innu ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಗೆ ಬಿಡೋದು, ವೈಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಸೆಗ್ಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲೇನೋ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಬಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಒಂದೇ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ, ಈ ತರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್, ಆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. When that information is being given to the manufacturer, what the manufacturer does, he goes for modifying his product if there is any negative feedback, right? So price just maybe sometimes they may go for reducing the, I'm not saying that they will, they may go for reducing the price and they may go for giving the different flavors, and at the same time once if the product is happy for the consumers, they go for giving in a product line, different product line ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, different flavors ಕೊಡೋದು, different patterns ಕೊಡೋದು, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಅವರು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. They go for starting with that. So the retailer, it also gives the information to the manufacturer, and they go for making sales. That is, they go for giving more and more advertisement. That means they go for window display. That means whatever the new product comes ಅಥವಾ upcoming products ಏನಿದೆ, ಆ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಏನೇನು ಬಂದಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಅವರು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. As soon as we enter into a retail store, no, maybe in the cash counter it can be, or in the glass part they go for displaying, window display will be done. Again, consumer will be getting more information. So in this way they go for doing the marketing activity which leads to the increase in the sales of that particular product. A product sale ಆದಷ್ಟು manufacturer ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ wholesale ಗೆ benefit ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So with the help of window display, they go for doing the marketing activity of the new product, which will be increasing the sales of a particular product, and provide storage facility. The retailer, they go for, as I told, they go for purchasing in a bulk, that is in a larger quantity. ಅದು ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಇವರೇ ಅದನ್ನ ಗೋಡಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿ, when the demand comes, they go for giving. Even the storage facilities also will be provided by the retailer to the wholesaler or the manufacturer. So these are the services rendered by the retailer to a wholesaler or a manufacturer. Sometimes you also go for placing the order in advance. This is another service which has been rendered by the retailer. If there is a more demand, when they know that the demand is increasing day by day, in advance they go for placing the order. Demand bandu wait madadalla ivagilla, that concept is gone. We make sure we take it in advance and we go for placing the orders to the manufacturer or the wholesaler in advance. Okay. So these are the services rendered by the retailers to the wholesaler or the manufacturer. Now let us see what are the services rendered to the consumers. So this is another very important. ಇವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, retailers offer number of services. What are the various services performed by a retailer to the consumer? So this I think everyone would have experienced. What are the services we are getting from a retailer? First and all, if you all see, as I told, the old pattern or the traditional method of retailing and nodbekare, we didn't have door delivery, right? But nowadays we have a door delivery concept. And first and all, they used to maintain this dead block concept. That is nothing but dead block. We had this traditional form of retailing, what we call, that is called as the dead block format. Dead block format or the dead block type of retailing andre, because ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆ ಪಕ್ಕನ ಒಂದು ಅಂಗಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಅಂಗಡಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಆಚೆ ನಿಂತಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಆಚೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಅದ್ರ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. This is dead block format. But do you think nowadays we have the same? That things have been changed. We take an example of Deva Departmental Store, which is next to our college. There It is not deadlock. You can enter, but there is only one entry, one exit. But you can enter, you can use the cart, and you can go for picking up the products. You can put it in your cart and then you can come. So they are not maintaining the deadlock. This is another facility given by the retailer to the consumer. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅದ್ ನೀವೇ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇರ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ತಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನೀವು ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ಹಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಮ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಟೇಲ್ ಶಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಹೋಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ you have a different variety of ice cream displayed over there. You can pick whichever the brand you want, whichever the flavor you want. There are so many options. These are the various services which has been given by the retailer to the consumer. Now let us check out with that. See, now I told, nowadays the retailers are providing credit facilities for whom? For the consumer. You can go for giving credit facilities also will be given. ಇನ್ನೂ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಟೋಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. Credit andre small shops also will go for giving, but when it comes with the automobile, they go for even giving the finance facilities for you. If you are purchasing a bike, if you are purchasing a car, ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಲೋನ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಅವರೇ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಿನಾನ್ಸ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕೋ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಜೊತೆ ಟೈ ಅಪ್ ಆಗೋ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಟೈ ಅಪ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಲೋನ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ EMI ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 0% ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ರಿಟೇಲರ್. This is what the changes which is happening in the retail sector. First of all, we didn't have all this option. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೊಂದು ಏನಾರು ಒಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಲೋನ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಗಾಡಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಇವಾಗ ಆತರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಡೀಲರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರೋ, ರಿಟೇಲರ್ ಶೋರೂಮ್ ಯಾರು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೋ, ಸರ್ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಫುಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆಯೋ ಒಂದು 20% ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, 30% ನೀವು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿ, ದ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಮೇಕ್ ಶೋರ್ ಐಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಯು ದಿ EMI ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಡನ್ ಬೈ ದೆಮ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. And next is facilities like home delivery. We have a door delivery, home delivery. That too, it is free home delivery. That is also again with the help of like supermarkets. See, again, Domino's, all these things are Zomato. All these are retailers, right? So again, they are giving us the home delivery. And ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಹೋಮ್ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್? IT, information technology is involved. We have so many apps nowadays. You can sit in a home with the help of just one mobile phone. You can go for placing an order, and they provide product guarantee. That is after sale service and dealing with the customer complaints. This is what the drastic change which is happening in the retail sector. Guarantee ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, guarantee cards ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, product sale ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ they give an assurance that after sale service is also available. See, after sale service, all these things comes for the automobiles or the electronic gadgets ಅಂತ. ಹೌಸ್ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಗ್ಯಾಡ್ಜೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲನೂ ನಮಗೆ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸೇಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ವಿಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್. And next, when you check out, it provides information and answering customer queries. If you have any queries, toll-free number will be given. Anytime you can give a call to them. If you have any queries, they go for clearing all your queries also. And helping customer to choose a product. ಅದೇ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಫಾರ್ an example, you want some spices, ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್, ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ಕೆಟ್ ಬೇಕು, ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬಿಸ್ಕೆಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು, ಬಿಸ್ಕೆಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಲ್ ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫುಲ್ ರೋ, ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫುಲ್ ರೋಲ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಫುಲ್ ಬಿಸ್ಕೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವೆರೈಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಡೆಡ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ ಫ್ರೀ, ಲೈಟ್, ಕ್ರೀಮ್, ಫ್ಲೇವರ್ಸ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಒಂದು ಫುಲ್ ರೋ ಫುಲ್ ಬಿಸ್ಕೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅನ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಟು ಚೂಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಫರ್ಸು ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೈಸು, ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಫರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅ choice to select a particular product and displaying products in such a manner that consumer can see and test them before making their purchases. See, nowadays it's so advanced and retailing andre, if you want nowadays, and if you take a simple example for this, makeup products togoli. ಓಕೆ, ಮೇಕಪ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಬಿಗ್ ಮಾರ್ಟ್, ಡಿ ಮಾರ್ಟ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೇಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ವಿತ್ ದಟ್, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್. ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಪೀಸ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಫ್ಲೇವರ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಗುಡ್, ಐ ಫೀಲ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ದ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗಿವನ್ ಓವರ್ ದೇರ್. ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಗೀಸರ್, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಗೀಸರ್ ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ತೋರ್ಸಕ್ಕಂತಾನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್. ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಾಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ ಅಶ್ಯೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ what we have said to you ಅಂತೇಳಿ. The social justice is being done ಅಂತೇಳಿ. You can test the product and then you can go for purchasing. So these are the various services which is rendered by the retailer to the consumer, right? So with this, I'll be ending today's class. In next class, we will be discussing with functions of retailer. What are the various functions of retailer? Okay, I hope a very simple concept would have understood with today's class. In next class, I'll be discussing in detail with the functions of a retailer. See, I hope everyone are safe at home. Please stay home, stay safe, take care of your family. Thank you. Have a nice day.